Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we are joined by Maldhound for a Tarkir Dragonstorm upgrade game. Last week we played the precons out of the box, and today we are upgrading them and giving them a little extra spice.
And let's give a little extra spice to our sponsors, Tales of Adventure, Moxfield, and Ultimate Guard, but that little extra spice will be later in the video.
All right, let's go ahead and check out these upgrades.
Hello everybody, my name is Maldhound. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, touching cards, attempting to touch your heart, but most importantly, telling you whether or not I'd touch your commander's parts. Today, I'm back with Taval, but for round 2. He has given up his landscaping hobby, and we've moved away from the landfall synergies to focus on the philosophical question of what if my graveyard was just my second hand that I could cast things for free from.
I'm VeggieWagon, and my dragon deck is back for Timur, but I've swapped my commander to the other commander, Irene of the Unwritten, because I love Natasha Bedingfield. And I love getting to play with maybe the most broken card in the entire set, Dracogenesis. With Irene in the command zone, all I need is a bunch of mana, which I already learned the deck is very good at, so all of the upgrades are just bigger dragons.
Today I'm doing as the Mardu do, with Zurgo Stormrender, and this is a kind of deck that I don't usually play. It's an aggro token, go wide, and dome people in the face with extra damage effect kind of deck. And that's not really my style. Usually I'm more about holding back, but in this deck there is no holding back, there's only Zurgo.
For today's upgrade game, I am running back Baator Ancestr's Voice. I really enjoyed the deck in the last game, I just thought it needed a little love to bring it up to the next level. So I increased the amount of life gain and fixed the mana base, because I really love big butts and I cannot die. Today's featured sponsor is Moxfield.
This show could not survive without Moxfield. All the features that are available allow us to quickly brew and build decks, and in particular, the playtester is essential. Running each deck that we have on the show through the Moxfield playtester ensures that each game is fun, exciting, and competitive. Pilot error not included. You have access to every token you could possibly need, and the ability to check out all zones at all times, and some very easy randomization options. I love being able to see the opening turns for every deck to get an idea of what it's capable of, and to make sure that we know what kind of hands to keep and throw back. And on top of all of that, Moxfield allows you to easily catalog all of your decks, share them with your friends, connect with your favorite deck brewers, and find new inspiration for your next deck.
And don't forget, it's always a great way to support our channel as well by heading on over to Moxfield and following our account. You guys can find a link down below to 2 different accounts, one for Decked Out for every deck we've ever played on the show, as well as our countdown and deck techs that we do on the channel. So you guys can find the link down below, give us a follow, and support the channel.
And now it's time to see 4 more decks, of which we have deck lists on Moxfield, but now they're in action.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first. 15.
4.
9.
Me.
That's what you get for rolling too early.
But it was...
You went from first probably to last.
Isolated Chapel.
We'll play Isolated Chapel Tap, say go.
Well, I'll raise your Isolated Chapel with this Exotic Orchard, which makes white and black, and pass.
Well, I'm gonna take game actions. I crack a Terramorphic Expanse to get an island. That's right.
Oh.
Ooh.
Pass.
Yeah. Command Tower, and I will take a game action. Assault Formation. An enchantment that allows my creatures to assign combat damage with their booties. I can also pay a green and make a defender lose defender for the turn and be able to attack. I can also pay 3 to give all of my creatures +0/+1 until end of turn. I'll pass turn.
Okay, here's a mountain, and here's a talisman, and we'll pass.
I'm gonna play a Shivan Reef, which taps for blue and red and hurts me. I'm gonna tap those 2 for a Talisman of Creativity, which taps for blue and a red and hurts me. And then I'm going to tap that for the card that I drew off the top this turn, this Soul Ring.
Oh.
And now you all are in trouble.
Yeah,
Pass.
that's... Yeah, okay, I play an island. I play a Milligan. This taps to add a colorless mana and mill a card, but it's a creature, so I can't do it right now. I pass. The deck overall is more powerful now, but the opening plan is the same. I have ramp, I have a mill engine, I have 1 piece of removal. In any commander game, that's always enough.
I'm gonna play Plains as my land for turn, and she's back. The Welcoming Vampire, a 2/3 flyer that says whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under my control, I get to draw a card once per turn. Pass.
The deep desire in me to interact irresponsibly despite whatever the five mana monster Veggie's about to play.
We'll play a Haunted Ridge and then a Within Range. When this enchantment enters, create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens, and when you attack, each opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures attacking them. All right, there they are. They don't have haste, so we'll pass.
I'll play a Forest, and then I'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and use 3 of it for a Shadow in the Warp. The first creature spell I cast each turn costs 2 less to cast, and whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, they take 2 damage. I'm gonna use my 1 that I have floating plus 2 red, which will hit me for 2, to play a creature that also rams me. It's a Goldspan Dragon.
Oh, God.
It's a 4/4 flying haste. When it attacks or becomes the target of a spell, I make a treasure token, and the treasures I control sacrifice for 2 mana instead of 1. You're just gonna gain all of his life back anyway, so I will send 4 damage at Nerd Girl. I will make a super treasure. Pass turn.
I'm gonna tap 4. In the process, I'll mill a card, which is Hedron Crab. I play Taval, the Balanced Scale, 4/4 flyer. Whenever they attack, I mill 3, then I may return a land card from my graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and whenever 1 or more cards leave my graveyard, I make a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. Pass the turn.
All right, I need to draw some cards, so I'm gonna go ahead and shock myself for this Godless Shrine. I'm just gonna pay 4 for this Rock's Faith Mender. A 1/5 with a lifelink that says if I would gain life, I gain twice as much life instead. I will get a Welcoming Vampire trigger, so I'll draw a card. I'm friendly.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, this is incredibly threatening.
Yeah, we're...
Okay, take 2 then. Veggie. I choose you.
As you should.
And no, take 3. Haha. But
Oh, yes.
yeah.
I'll take 3.
That will really take the shine off their 12 effective mana next turn.
pass the turn.
All right, well, we'll tap Mardu for Ishin 2 Heavens as 1. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Missing my 5th mana this turn hurt me a lot. I don't want to play my commander until I know I can get value with it right away, or I can protect it. And I have a way to protect it in my hand, but it costs 2 mana. So I'd rather play Ishin and get some value going immediately when I know no one's going to be able to kill it before I untap.
Please don't attack me.
Nope.
I don't think you're getting attacked.
That's not happening. Yeah, we're going to combat, and these warriors are coming at Veggie. When that happens, Veggie will take 2 damage because that's the number of creatures attacking him, but that will trigger an additional time because of Ishin, so Veggie will take 4 right now and 2 more when they connect.
6 total.
That's it. We'll pass.
First, I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll take a damage. I use 3 of it for Frostcliff Siege. As it enters, I choose either Jeskai or Temur. Jeskai is whenever 1 or more creatures I control deal combat damage to player, I draw a card, and Temur is creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample and haste.
Huh.
I mean, we're Temur. We're gonna pick Temur. Yeah. Do you know how much it takes for me to not choose the card draw option on something that gives me that? But I think giving haste to all of my dragons, including my commander, which has an attack trigger, is going to be worth it, even if it costs me losing the game. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the floating mana 7 to cast my commander, Ireni of the Unwritten. Flying, trample, and now haste. Whenever it enters or attacks, I look at the top 8 cards of my library. I can put a dragon into play, and the rest go on the bottom of the library.
Huh.
So I'm gonna take a little look-see here. 1, 2, 3,
Actors
4,
or
5,
attacks.
6, 7, 8. Yup.
And it has haste.
I believe what you're looking for is and in this particular instance. I'm going to be looking for a gun.
I'm just gonna find this little dragon. It's only 2 mana, but the Deceptive Frostkite enters as a copy of a creature I control with power 4 or greater, except it's a dragon and has flying, I'm gonna make it this dragon that already has flying. I have a second Goldspan dragon.
And it has haste too?
It sure does. Okay. Double haste, because it's a Goldspan dragon. So let's go to combat. We'll spread it around everybody. Mauld, you get a 8 power Flample, and each of you gets a Goldspan. You can take the fake one.
I will not block it.
Well, first I get a whole bunch of stuff.
No.
I'm gonna get 2 super treasures and another look at 8 cards for free dragon. I have to pick the coolest dragon in here, even if it doesn't not quite get to do the thing that it wants to do. This is the Storm Scale Scion. It is a 4/4 flying dragon. Other dragons you control get +1/+1, and it does have Storm, but I'm not casting it, so I only get the 1 copy.
All right, I'll take 6.
Uh-huh.
I'll also take 6.
Uh-huh.
I'll take 9.
Yeah, just 9 commander damage.
Well, surely you have no mana left.
Surely,
After
yeah.
all
What
that.
else could I do from here? Yeah, I'm just gonna, let's do some deck thinning. I'm gonna
If you
sacrifice.
Sky Shroud claim, I'm leaving the studio.
I would never. Instead, I'm going to Encroaching Dragonstorm to search for 2 basics and put those onto the battlefield, and then this returns itself when I play a dragon. So, yeah, I'm gonna find those. There's a mountain and an island, and now I'll pass the turn.
That's cool. I play a basic swamp. Listen, just the other day, I was asked by a young child, Jonathan Maldhound, what do I do in a commander game where we're in gridlock? Because everybody has some type of board presence and everyone is afraid to risk their position because no swings are good. And I told them, young child, be less lame. I swing my 4/4 at you. I'm gonna get an attack trigger. I'm gonna mill 3 and return a land to field. No! Okay. Declare blocks. Oh, I'll make a 2/2. Never mind, I'm gonna keep interrupting you.
All right, well, Jackie Mauld, I've got a block because I know a bunch of damage is coming my way.
Excellent. They will trade. It's immaterial, as in main phase 2. I will mill 1 for Milligan. Excellent. I'm gonna cast the Lotus Light Dancers. This is a lifelinking 3/6. When it enters, search my library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put those cards into my graveyard, then shuffle. So my targets for the Lotus Light Dancers are going to be the Golgari Grave Troll for my green card, the Colossal Grave Reaver for my black card, and Tival Arbiter Virtue for my blue card. All of these are horrifyingly relevant, but I will elaborate upon them in the future if they actually hit the field.
It's a good thing I have a VeggieWagon in hand.
Shut the Pass.
All right.
Play it. Play it.
Land for turn is gonna be a Windswept Heath. I'll sack it.
Right now, the saving grace of my deck is Veggie's deck. I have a bunch of great setup turns that are possible, but the only things that are gonna let me take them is the fact that he has done so much that NerdGirl's hateful eyes are settled upon his board and not mine.
All right, so the land I'm going to find is this forest, and then I will do what I promised I would do, and that is I'm going to hurt Veggie with a Slaughter the Strong. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with power 4 or less total, and then they sacrifice all the rest. That's pretty good for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lose a 1/1 and you lose a 2/2, I think?
Yeah.
That's not bad. And Veggie gets 1 Goldspan.
Veggie does not get a Goldspan.
They're bigger than 4.
I forgot.
Oh my god, yes!
Okay, that's better than I thought.
That's actually...
You do take 2.
My consolation prize is that you will take 2 damage from Shadow in the Warp, but I will end up with nothing.
That's beautiful. I will let my token die
There
for the
goes mine.
sins of my 5-drop.
All right, and then I'm gonna go to combat, and Airball, you're getting 3. Veggie, you're getting 5.
You killed me already.
3 it is.
Stop, I'm slain. Dragon.
I dealt damage with my butt and I have lifelink, so I'll gain 10. Pass the turn.
All right, well, noting NerdGirl's 2 open mana, we're gonna start with a Selfless Spirit. It's a 2/1 flyer, and I can sacrifice it to give creatures I control indestructible until end of turn. Are their responses?
I mean, that doesn't help you with Against Exile, right?
No.
That's fine.
No. Okay.
The tapped out Sultai Coalition has no objections.
Great. All right, I don't like that at all. So let's just send both of these at Veggie. Here's Ishin.
Bully him! Bully the ramper!
So that's going to be 2 damage, 4 damage from within range, and then another 4 to your face when they connect.
Yeah, down to 14.
Here's Clifftop Retreat, and it's time for my commander, Zurgo Stormrender. It's a 3/3 with Mobilize 1, which means when it attacks, I make a tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature token that goes away at the end step. And whenever a creature token I control leaves the battlefield, I draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, each opponent loses a life. And that'll do it.
All right, single spell dragon stuff. I'm replaying my commander for all of this mana. I'm gonna look at 8 cards. I'm gonna find this Glorybringer, which is a 4/4 flying hasty dragon, and I can exert it as it attacks, and if I do, it deals 4 damage to a non-dragon creature an opponent controls. Glorybringer, what a classic dragon card, but only being able to deal 4 damage instead of 5 is a big difference, because a lot of the things that I'd really need to take out are bigger than 4. When it enters, I will return this Encroaching Dragonstorm to my hand, which really should have been in my hand anyway. I would like to move to combat.
I would not like you to attack with your dragon, so I can't.
But what if it's not going your way?
Because you're gonna get another dragon for free and I can't allow it. We're gonna cast Infernal Grasp. Destroy target creature, I'll lose 2 life.
And you'll lose
Fine,
another
you will
2.
also lose 2 from the Shadow and the Warp.
I will lose 4 life. And that's going towards your commander.
Yeah. I'm gonna hope that that means I'm not the threat anymore, but I will still spite, swing with Glorybringer and exert it, and blow up the Welcoming Vampire and hit NerdGirl for 4.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Yes, nobody gets value but this tapped out Sultai Coalition.
One more, Frostcliff Siege, and I will pass.
Listen, guys, I've been saying a lot of stuff about how bad that is, how great it is to have your card advantage gone. Excellent work, by the way.
I drew 1 card.
I'm gonna do some stuff that looks bad, and I'm gonna need us to all be cool. Good time, boys. Good time, boys. Good time, boys. I take silence as a yes. I'm gonna dredge 6 with their Golgari Grave Troll, so that'll go to my hand. And we will mill removal, land, Stitcher's Supplier, Steward of the Harvest. That's insane. Land, my fetches, and a Goyf. That's cute, right? That makes up for what I've done.
Sure.
Play this unassuming land for turn, tap 3, milling another land. I'm gonna cast Victimize. So I'm gonna choose 2 target creature cards in my graveyard and sack something, and if I do return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped, those targets ahead of time are going to be Tival, Arbiter of Virtue, and Colossal Grave Reaver. I will read the more normal one first, which is the 8 mana 7/6 flyer that whenever it enters or attacks, I mill 3, and whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into my graveyard from my library, I put 1 of them to field. That's the chill one. The other one is Tival, Arbiter of Virtue, who is a 6/6 flying lifelinker that gives all my spells delve, and whenever I cast a spell, I lose life equal to its mana value.
Oh, bad card then.
Yeah, not very good.
Well, at the least take 2 damage from Shadow and the Warp.
Very true. Yes, and then
I kind of actively want to keep Veggie alive now.
yeah,
just
So he doesn't storm off, right? Like,
I do not appreciate the support of the tapped out Martyr Coalition at this time. So resolves, cool.
So you will have to sacrifice something.
And now we'll mill 3. And if we hit a creature, guess who's coming back? Well, we didn't. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'm going to exile 4 lands as part of dredging.
Or delving, yeah.
delving, yeah.
Shut up. As part of, now I'm going to call it dredging all episode. As part of Delving, Diviner of Mist. So I'm going to take 5. Wow, that's actually, okay. That kind of sucks. This is a 4/5 with flying. Whenever it attacks, I mill 4. I may cast an instant or sorcery from my graveyard with mana value 4 or less without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into my graveyard, exile it instead. So now, Airball, I would like to attempt to make a deal with the tapped out Mardu Coalition.
I'm listening.
Don't swing at me 1 turn.
And?
I won't kill Ishin right now.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Real as shit. I cast Quag Feast. Quag Feast, 2 mana sorcery. Choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle. Mill 2 cards, then destroy the chosen permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in my graveyard. I'm going to choose Ishin, and then I will mill 2. It's notably spiritable, but you would have to spirit it.
Yeah, I guess I will. I'll sack the spirit, give Ishin indestructible till end of turn.
All right, I will lose 2 mana for taking a game action. 2 mana, 2 life for taking a game action. I pass in a growing amount of shame, actually.
Maldhound is definitely the problem, and Veggie's very scary. But unfortunately, I can't do anything to Maldhound, and I kind of need Veggie to go over the top and help me with Maldhound. But I also really need to gain some life, so Airball? I'm sorry, but I have to attack you. Airball.
Have to attack.
Well, either I help or the dragons die, and neither of those are good, but I need to gain life.
All right, right now, I'm gonna say there's gonna be no life gain payoff in this turn. Just like, I have to gain it, it's on the board.
My commander!
Would the tapped out Mardu Coalition like to reconsider my terms?
It's just like, I'm sorry, I just need to steal your kidney. It's for a good cause.
I just don't have any good swings, but I must swing.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't block, I'll take 5.
I'll gain 10. And then I'm gonna play my commander, Baator, Ancestor's Voice. A 3/5 with flying and lifelink. In the beginning of my end step, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 creature that's equal to the amount of life I've gained this turn. And I get to return a creature from my graveyard with mana value less than or equal to the amount of life I've lost this turn from the graveyard, which I'll go ahead and do those now. I'll move to my end step. I didn't lose any life, but I did gain 10, and it has to be another creature. So my giant friend is going to get 10 counters. I'll pass.
All right, well, here we go. Here's Song of Totentons for X equals 4. Create X 1/1 black rat creature tokens that can't block. Creatures I control get haste until end of turn. So that's gonna be 4 black rats.
You can kill me if you want.
I can. I think that, I do take 2 off the Shadow in the Warp.
That's right.
I do have to do some damage here, and unfortunately, unless I swing very hard at NerdGirl, she just nets positive out of it. So I think here's the deal. Gonna go to combat. What do you have over there as a blocking situation?
3/6 lifelinker, 4/5 flyer.
Then I'm not gonna think too hard about it. We're just gonna come in at Maldhound with 5 1/1 tokens. We're gonna get double triggers off within range, so that's 10 damage on its face, and then you have 5 tokens coming at you.
Okay, let me take the 10 right now. And then I will block 1 token with Lotus Light Dancers, 1 token with Diviner of Mist, 3 will get through. So I'll go down 3, gain 3 from Lotus Light Dancers lifelink, stay at 12.
Well, very importantly, which ones are you gonna block?
I will kill the warrior, and then I'm gonna kill...
The smelly rat.
Please kill this one because it has text that's wrong.
I'm gonna keep it alive. This is my get back. I'm gonna kill this guy.
Smelly rat.
Fart man.
What are they feeding you? All right, these 2 will die. Mald will take 3, and I'll draw 2 cards from Zurgo for these 2 dying. Then I get to play a Castle Ardenvale as my land for turn. I can tap it for a bunch of mana later to make a human creature token, and that's it.
You don't have planes.
I don't?
No.
And it'll enter tap because pre-con mana base, I don't have a planes in play yet. We'll say go.
All right, well, I'm gonna start off with the reason that you play Teamer Dragons. Here's Miram, Sentinel Worm. Very normal and balanced 6/6 flying Ward 2 dragon. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except the token isn't legendary. That's it, double dragons. And then I feel like I should play a dragon. Pay 2, take a damage. For Atsushi, the Blazing Sky, a 4/4 flying trample. When it dies, I either exile the top 2 of my library and I can play them until my next turn, or make 3 treasure tokens, and I will get a non-legendary copy of that. I think swinging's bad for me here, though. I'm at 13, so I will pass.
Well, I would like to first ask the Tapped Out Mardu Coalition if they feel slightly differently about me in the context of Miram existing.
My feelings towards you are complicated, and we can talk more about that off camera.
It's better than I've gotten before. It's better than I've gotten before. Normally it's, what?
Good time, boys.
I am going to tap 6 and cast my commander again. I think I only take 4 because its mana value is still 4. So I'll go down to 8 to bring back Taval.
Sheesh.
Just in case I do get hits to give me more grounded blockers. I will then move to combat. I'm going to put Colossal Grave Reaver at Veggie. I'm going to put Taval, Arbiter of Virtue at NerdGirl. Diviner of Mist at Airball. And the Lotus Light Dancers at NerdGirl. We have a ton of attack triggers that are going to resolve. So I will do Colossal Grave Reavers, which is mill 3, not a creature. A creature! So Colossal Grave Reaver will see Floral Evoker go to the graveyard from my battlefield. I will get it to field. This is a 2/3 with landfall. Whenever a land I control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. And green, discard a creature card, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Then Diviner of Mist will resolve, which is mill 4, and free cast something. Ooh, Woe Strider. Ooh, Naga Fleshcrafter. Alright. It's time for a little Sultai cookery. I'm going to, with Colossal Grave Reaver, seeing the Naga Fleshcrafter hit the graveyard, bring it back to field. It may enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. So I will have the Naga Fleshcrafter enter as the Rock's Faith Mender, so that if I would gain life, I gain twice as much. And then I may cast an instant or sorcery with mana value 4 or less. With Diviner of Mist, I will cast Victimize for free. Unfortunately, it still has a mana value. So it's going to go on the stack. It's going to make me lose 3 more life, going down to 5. And I'm going to hope that the payoff is worth it. My 2 targets. Shut up. I will go down to 3 because of Shadow and the Warp. My 2 targets, I think, are Stitcher's Supplier, to try to get more mill. Actually, no, it will be not Stitcher's Supplier. My targets are going to be the Barrowgoyf and the Rumbleweed. Barrowgoyf is just a lifelinking Goyfer. Rumbleweed, Vigilance, Reach, Trample, but when it ETBs, other creatures I control get +3/+3 and gain Trample until end of turn. And yeah, everyone's tapped out. This goes to exile. I will get rid of the Floral Evoker, or I'll sacrifice the Floral Evoker. Get these to field. So now, Veggie, you have a 10/9 coming at you. NerdGirl, you have a 6/9 and a 9/9. Airball, you have a 7/8. And then because there have been 3 separate instances of 1 or more cards leaving my graveyard for the various reanimation shenanigans, I will get 3 2/2 Black Zombie Druid creature tokens from Taval.
Well, there's nothing I can do. So I'll take 7.
Yeah.
I was planning on bouncing, but now I can't. So I'll just take it.
I'm gonna make the sacrifice for the table. I'm going to block your Colossal Grave Reaver with all of my creatures.
Wow.
That's my guy. That's a commitment. I will help you out, and I will kill Miram so that the table doesn't kill you. And then I will kill Yeah, the non-legendary copy. And so you'll keep the legendary Atsushi, and my Grave Reaver will die.
And I take 15?
Yes.
I'll take 7.
Which will coincidentally gain me 30 life.
Yeah.
I will get an Atsushi death trigger. I will make 3 treasures.
Okay. And then I will pass, having taken an extremely normal turn. I'm not the threat. He's going to untap Glorybringer.
It's true.
Okay, I am gonna just go to combat, and I'm gonna attempt to help the team. And I'm gonna swing both of these at Maldhound.
I am going to take a little risk and not block your commander. I feel like Veggie will swing with more in the air later. I will put one of my druids in front of the Rock's Faithmender.
Okay, I have no effects. I will gain 40 life.
Yep.
Sweet. That's much more comfy.
And I'll take 5 commander.
I'm gonna go ahead and play a forest as my land for turn, and then I am going to tap and play a Staff of Completion. I can pay life to do the following things: destroy a permanent I own, add a mana of any color, proliferate, draw a card, or untap this artifact. I will take 2 from the shadow. I'm going to make the sacrifice to not bring back the Welcoming Vampire to ensure that I can deal with the Maldhound problem. There are very few things my deck can do to get past Maldhound's defenses, so I guess I just need to make a really big creature and hope it's enough. And the way we're going to do that is by casting Felithor, Dawn of Abzan, a 3/3 with Trample, that when he enters or attacks, I can sacrifice a non-land permanent. If I do, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on every creature. But I am going to get 40 counters on my end step and making him a 43/43 Trampler,
I appreciate that sacrifice.
which should be able to whatever this is. And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I don't think there is any turn here that doesn't start with going to combat and just shipping 3 rats at Mald. We'll deal 6 to you from within range, and then if they connect, they'll deal 3 more.
Ain't no way, my boy. I will block 1 with the Rock's Faithmender. I will block 1 with Taval. I will block 1 with a Zombie Druid.
Yep.
And then I will gain 2 off of Rock's Faithmender blocking.
I'll draw 3 cards from Zurgo.
You're welcome.
Okay, then we'll play a Path of Ancestry tapped for turn. Lets me scry if I cast something similar to my commander. 2 more for an Arcane Signet.
Take 2 damage.
Yep. And then I'll offspring this Agate Instigator. Whenever creature I control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. So when he enters, the copy will enter, so the first one will see the second one, and everyone will take 1. And then we'll just say go.
All right, well, we're here to do one thing. So first I'll pay 2 for an Arcane Signet, and then that gives me just enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for Ireni again. Enters, I'm gonna look at 8 cards and try to find a dragon that deals with everything.
Life gain.
I'm gonna find this Scourge of the Throne. Is a 5/5 flying dragon with dethrone, so when it attacks a player with the most life or tied, I put a +1/+1 counter on it. But the big one is when it attacks for the first time each turn, if it's attacking the player with the most life or tied for the most life, I untap all my attacking creatures and get another combat.
I am going to ask what your intentions are, because if it's me, I'm gonna blow up your double guy.
Well, the double guy has to go to you no matter what, even if I want to do extra to Mald.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So if your intention is to throw everything else at Mald, then maybe that's okay.
You know what? I won't tell you my exact intention, but it will not just be the Scourge of the Throne, because you are at 60 and are going to gain 1 billion life on your turn. So if you want to use removal on me, you're welcome to do so.
Just a little bit of removal.
But I would like to move to combat.
I think that with your second combat and your haste and you getting another dragon out of your deck with your commander and then another dragon out of your deck with your commander, that is too many. I think that is more damage than what Mald can do to me. So I'm going to lose 2 life to produce land of any color. And then I'm gonna lose 2 more for your thing because I'm also gonna cast a Swords to Plowshares. I'm gonna exile a creature. You can gain life equal to its power, and that's gonna be your, nope. Nope. That's the double
sorry, I'll
combat.
do it for you.
Thank you. All right, Scourge of the Throne, gone. I will actually be okay with gaining 6. I am going to send NerdGirl, Ireni, and Atsushi, and Mald, I will send you the Glorybringer and exert it to destroy Taval.
Doesn't say non-dragon? Yeah, target non-dragon creature. Get red on.
That has
Play the PBS
never mattered.
music. Play the PBS music right now.
Oh, that means you can't kill Baitor either.
You
can't anyone, but-
want one of my zombie druids? You can have one of them. This is a 1/5.
I hate this.
Let's go.
I don't think I've ever
can't
read
kill
that line of
anything.
text.
Let's go. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Mom, thank you for teaching me how to read. It all mattered for this.
NerdGirl Mald, I won't exert it, fine. I will get a trigger from Ireni and hope for second Scourge of the Throne.
I'm so happy.
The dragon that I'm gonna find is Wrathful Red Dragon, which is a 5/5 flying dragon. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. But it can at least go face.
I have no blocks.
I will also declare no blocks.
Yeah,
I'm taking 5 regular and 8 commander.
that's right.
All right.
Take 1 more because you only took 4.
Oh, right. You're enchantment.
You can read, but you can't do math.
Nope. Used up all my brain power. Being like,
Reading, writing, Rith.
Rith, that's a dragon.
Yeah. Okay, pass.
excellent. I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to swing. I believe it's everything except the tokens and my lifelinker at Veggie to make sure that I bury you.
Oh.
I may be able to hold back this 3/6. Let me double check. This will be 6, 10, 18, 24, 28, and your best block is on an 8. So this should be sufficient to kill you. And so that is what I will swing at you. Yes, I think so. That is what I will swing at you. We will have a lot of triggers go off. Taval will mill 3, and I will bring a land to field. I will bring the Shifting Woodland, which is a very cool land, back to the battlefield tapped. Diviner of Mist will trigger. So enters tapped, has a Delirium of 2 and 2 green. Shifting Woodland becomes a copy of target permanent card in my graveyard until end of turn. Activate only if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, which notably is already the case. So even though it enters tapped, I don't have to tap it to activate that ability. Before Diviner of Mist resolves, I will tap 2 green and 2 colorless to activate Shifting Woodland's Delirium ability. It will become a copy of Colossal Grave Reaver, meaning that when the Diviner of Mist trigger resolves, if I mill a creature, I get it back. Now I resolve that. Hey, Gravecrawler! Wouldn't that be thematic? Insidious Roots, Grizzly Salvage, and Lord of Extinction.
Uh-huh.
Count that up in a minute. This is just no keywords, but its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in all graveyards. I am mostly carrying that torch with about 5 billion in my graveyard, but we'll get a little bit of help from our friends. Then Diviner of Mist will finish resolving. I may cast an instant or sorcery with mana value 4 or less. I will be, and that card is Grisly Necropsy. Sorry, Urgent Necropsy. Now, as an additional cost to cast it, I will have to collect evidence X, where X is the total mana value of my targets, but I destroy up to 1 artifact, up to 1 creature, up to 1 enchantment, and up to 1 planeswalker. My targets for the spell are going to be Felithar for 3, Staff of Completion, bringing me up to 6, Within Range, bringing me up to 10, and then I don't have to target your belongings because you are going to the Netherworld.
It's one of each enchantment and whatever.
Up to one of each.
Up to 1 of each.
And did you target? Oh, you targeted staff. Yeah.
Yeah, staff. So find 10 mana to get rid of. I will choose Necropolis Fiend for 9. Yes, so I'll lose 6. So I'll get rid of Necropolis Fiend and Stitcher's Supplier is my collecting evidence 10. And then Urgent Necropsy will attempt to resolve getting rid of the stated targets.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and now blockies. Oh yes, and I make a 2/2 Zombie Druid creature token because a card left my graveyard. I make actually 2 because Taval will make 1 for his land trigger, and then I get the other one from the Delirium trick I did.
So I'm just going to declare this Wrathful Red Dragon blocking your Barrogoyf.
Okay. Damage will happen. You go away. I will lifelink for 12, which will double to 24 from my Rock's Faithmender.
I thought we killed that.
Nope,
It's
that
unfortunate.
didn't happen. I will do black and black, and I will cast a very chilled Douthie Voidwalker. There's a 3/2 that says, if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile it with a void counter on it. I can tap and sack it to choose an exiled card an opponent owns with a void counter on it, and I may play it this turn without paying its mana cost.
My turn?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, I need hell of a card off the top. Hey! Well, I'll do the only thing I can do, because I don't want the rocks to just die to whatever that idiot is. So we're gonna go in with Baitor to Mald for 5 damage.
That will connect.
All right, I will gain 10.
Stop it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just pay 4, and we're gonna play an Arbor Adherent, a 2/4 that makes mana. And then I have 2 more for the last card in my hand, which is an 0/5 that makes mana. Okay, I'll move to my end step and I'll put 10 counters on, I guess the Wall of Roots makes some sense. And then I'm chilling.
I'm gonna play Caesar or Kaiser or however he says it, Legion's Emperor. It is a 4/4 human soldier. Whenever I attack, I can sacrifice another creature. When I do, I get to choose 2 of these modes. I can create 2 1/1 red and white soldier creature tokens with haste that are tapped and attacking. I can draw a card and lose a life, or I can have him deal damage equal to the number of creature tokens I control to someone's face. That's going to trigger both the Gate Instigators. Each player will take 2, and then we'll just say go.
Soul Ring! Oh, I lose 1.
But you don't lose the extra 2 anymore.
Immediately, I'm going to pay 4 into turning Shifting Woodland into Colossal Gravereaver again. It's easily the best place I can be spending my mana. I will move to combat. I'm going to swing. You have no flyers, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to swing both Taval's and the Diviner of Mist at NerdGirl. I will swing the Barrogoyf at Airball. On attack, we have a bunch of triggers again. So Taval is going to mill 3. Tassiger, the Golden Fang, is going to come to field. 4/5 with Delve for 2, and then either 2 green or 2 blue hybrid mana, mill 2 cards, then return a non-land card of an opponent's choice from my graveyard to my hand. It's very cool to get to reanimate Tassiger for free, very archetypal Sultai card. I cannot think of a single thing on my board that matters less. I will not be activating this man, I just need him to get out of the way and let Lord of Extinction win me the game. I will also be getting the Swamp back to field tapped as part of Taval's ability. which will get... So because these were two separate triggers, Tasker coming back from the Grave Reaver and the land coming back from Tival's trigger, I believe that's two different druids. Okay, so we're up to 6 zombie druids. Then the Diviner of Mist will mill 4. I think I win.
Yep.
Yeah, because I get...
That's very cool win.
You win right now?
Yes. I get Gerard Golgari Lichlord, who I've been looking for this whole game. He's only a 2/2, but he gets +1/+1 for each creature card in my graveyard, but it doesn't matter, because for 3 mana, I can sack another creature and each opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power, which notably, this is even bigger than it was.
So I'll respond to that.
Excellent.
All right, well, now it's time. I'm going to stroke your Lord, Maldhound. I'll destroy target non-land permanent, and you get a 1/1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I get my 1/1.
Okay, we're still probably dead, but...
Yeah,
but
I'm
now
not doing
slower.
math. Yeah.
But now slower. I also, Stroke of Midnight, bring it over here for Douthie.
Oh, Douthie, yeah.
Yeah. We will finish resolving the Diviner of Mist trigger. I'm going to target Quag Feast. So I will free cast this. I will lose 2 to Tival's trigger. I'm going to target your Rock's Faithmender. And I'm going to mill 2, and then because its mana value is less than 1 million, your Rock's Faithmender is going to go away, and is also going to go into the Douthie pile.
That is sad.
And now we may, at long last, resolve damage. So you have a bunch of flyers coming at you that you can't block. You have a 6/7 Death Touch Lifelinger with a combat damage mill trigger.
I won't block.
Okay, so 6 lifelink, 6 lifelink. That's all the lifelink. That will be 12 life gain, doubled to 24 by my copied Rock's Faithmender. And I will mill 6.
Well, let us take our damage now.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll take 6.
And I take 10...
10, 14. Now I will mill 6 with Colossal Grave Reaver still active. 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy
I saw a wonder in there.
God.
Everything's flying now.
Holy God.
And you did mill a 6.
I'm going to get back another cool Tarkir card. Kotis, Sibsig Champion. Once during each of my turns, I can cast a creature spell from my graveyard by exiling 3 other cards from my graveyard in addition to paying its other costs. Whenever one or more creatures I control enter, if one or more of them entered from a graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, I put 2 +1/+1 counters on Kotis. Now, I will also be going up to 7 zombies because Tival will see Kotis leave my graveyard having been milled. Kotis will see himself enter from the graveyard, and so 2 +1/+1 counters will go on him. And now the only question is if between Delve I can re-kill everyone. So for a green and a black, and then I will be delving 3 and exiling 3 cards as an additional cost. I will be casting Lord of Extinction from my graveyard.
Oh, I'm dead.
So these are the 3 I will exile for Delve. These are the 3 I will exile as the additional cost from Kotis. You might not be, because I have to get rid of a lot of my graveyard fuel to replay this. And now I will tap 3 and sacrifice Lord of Extinction to Gerard's ability, but we have to tally up if Lord of Extinction is big enough to kill everybody. But I know Airball's gone.
Is it? I thought it's to each opponent?
Each opponent.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was just one.
No. This is a commander card.
Oh. We have 10 over here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Nope, 24. Just stop there.
Woo!
No!
Moss, baby!
Look, I'm not going to say anything about him playing his attack doubler first instead of the creature that has an attack trigger on it, and then playing the attack doubler so that he can swing with the creature that has an attack trigger on it. But that's just me.
That true, in the words of the not late but still great Brendan Lee Mulligan, get in the comments, that was the difference maker. If Airball had done that differently.
He would have made 2 creatures that died.
Yep. And also exposed my commander to removal.
It's great to have won a game on Decked Out, but more important than the fact that I won, it was that I won with a turn so impossibly convoluted and so annoying to interact with on the stack that they probably won't have me back for at least a month, and that's what matters.
If you're building decks and you're not using Moxfield, then I feel bad for you. It just is the best tool for organizing, customizing, and collaborating on all of your decks.
In fact, it's the only way that our team can keep up with building sometimes over 20 decks per month. And it's the way that we can share our deck lists with you in a nice, easy format.
You can always support the show too, just by following us on Moxfield, where you can find every deck that's ever been on the show. Are you kidding me?
I think the thing.
Are you? Come on!
I think because the thing is, you get the same
3-6
payoff.
and
No.
5.
It does not matter at all what the board state is. That is, it does not matter if it makes sense in the context of what's happening here. There is no way that you formed that phrase in your brain and every filter goes, yep, check, send it.
Unfortunately, Baitor is 0 for 2. And no matter how much I like the commander and how well I think the deck played, it just wasn't as explosive as everybody else. It turns out that Maldhound butts better than my butts. Don't forget to support your favorite commander show by doing something you were going to do anyway, and that's buy Magic singles. And you can do so by using our sponsor, TOA.
It really is that easy, and Tales of Adventure has a wide selection of singles from the most basic printings all the way through the most premium versions. And they've also started stocking sealed product now, so you don't need to go anywhere else for anything Magic.
And you get 5% off your entire order when you use code DECKEDOUT at checkout.
And you should know by now, the link is down in the description, right there. But that one means cheese.
On ETB and Swing,
Cheese.
Gouda.
Gouda damage?
That game was pretty rough. I spent most of the game developing trying to get a big turn with my 4th-year Lingus rather than attacking players for big damage early in the game because it was never quite enough to actually kill. Everyone just gained too much life. I wish I'd got Maldhound's rocks off the table earlier in the game.
Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in TCG accessories.
And Ultimate Guard products are the way that all 3 of us on the Decked Out team are able to organize, protect, and display our collections. And they're the best way to show off all of our cards on camera for you.
So make sure you use the link down below in the description to support the show and pick yourself up some amazing upgrades. Now this pre-con comes really well stocked with all of the butt stuff, so
Come on! Come on! Now, if you know me, you might have guessed that dragons are not really my thing. Play single big spell on turn, pass? No. I want to take very many small action, lose game. But if you do Teamer Dragons, you get to do both of those things. And the rest is just unwritten.
Special thank you to our patrons and YouTube members. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to film these episodes.
Really, it's specifically thanks to patrons and members like you, Mac, that we're able to keep this show weekly, and that means so much to us.
And don't forget, if you're not already a part of the show, you can head on over to our Patreon and unlock those exclusive perks. Signed tokens from us monthly and all of our guests. You can unlock spell table games with us, even have us play your pre-con upgrade here on the show.
And of course, Moxfield, you can always support the show by clicking like on the video and subscribing to the channel. That's all we've got for you for today. We'll see you next time on Decked Out.